Assalamu alaikum. Okay, alhamdulillah. How are all of you? Good, alhamdulillah, good. It seems like there's not a lot of you here. This was the lesson 14. Ad-Dars al-Rabi'a Ashar. And this is a good review. It's a very easy lesson. Good, it was about the moon and sun letters. The sun and moon letters. Do you guys remember what they were? Good, the moon letters and the sun letters. So there's two different kinds of letters we have in Arabic. MashaAllah, you guys already know them. Most of it you know already and you didn't realize you already knew. But inshallah, I'm gonna... Good, Al-Harf al-Qamariya. Qamariya is the moon letters. And Shamsiya is the sun letters. Shamsiya and Qamariya. And good, so there's 14 sun, 14 moon. Good. Okay, so that was one of the vocab we learned. And here we go. How do we know, when do we see these? When does the difference, when do we realize the difference? When there's what before the letter? There's a certain thing right before the letter and then you have to pay attention to this. Good, mashallah, you guys already, mashallah. I don't think I said this specifically in the last class actually. So I'm good that mashallah you guys understand this. Good, the al. So if there's an al before it. So this al is important because it's going to change. You're going to change your pronunciation. Good, okay, I'll write it down right here. So we have two different examples in the thing. Kitabun, and how do we say that with an al before it? Good, Beanie has the right idea, exactly. That's how you can write the difference and it'll, good. So with an al before it, Kitabun changes to Al-Kitabu, of course, right? Al-Kitabu. And you said the al, there was a sakin on the lam, Al-Kitab. But then when we go to Talibun, and you guys remember what Talibun means? So you have Al-Kitabu, the book, but then when we say Talibun and we want to make that definite, when we want to say Talibun, the student, how do we do that? Good, it's student. So that was the vocab word that we learned. Student. And we say good. Afnan said it. Good, Muaz. Talibu. At-talibu. So there's no more lam sound, right? We just went straight, like the arrow is pointing, straight to the ta with the shadda. So you have at-talibu. So which one is this? That's the difference, right? For one kind of letter, said the other was a second, like the first one. And for the second one, there was, you see over that, and you had a shadda on the letter. You said at-talibu, you just cut right to it, right? So which one was the Shamsiya and which one was the Qamariya? Which one was the sun and which one was the moon? Is it true that after fi in the last letter has a there? Yes, no, that was part of the lesson that we learned a while ago. Like fil bayti or fil madrasati. That was the kasra. Good. So the sun is the shadda, moon is the no shadda. Good. Okay, so I'm going to write moon over here. Oh, no problem. I know there's lots of rules now that we're learning, right? More and more rules. So I'm going to write moon over here, Qamariya, and sun over here, Shamsiya. So those are the two different kinds. There was the moon and there was the sun. So either you say the lam and there's a sakin, or you skip the lam and there's shadda. So there are two cases. Only two things that are going to happen. So you guys got it? Should I just go through the examples? Any questions? And inshallah we'll see other things. So mainly the main thing is that there's the moon and the sun. One has the sakin and one has the shadda. All is clear, right? So most of this you guys already know. I think with tajweed, when you read Quran, you use these rules, right? The main thing is that when you have an al, how do you do this? There's two different kinds of letters. So the first one, kitabun, we already did that one. Now let's do daftarun. And you guys think yourself, maybe without looking at the chart on the next page. Daftarun. And you guys have it right in front of you. When you try to make it definite, what happens? How do you end up saying that? Good, mashallah, yes. So you already noticed it was a sun letter. Good, so it's a sun letter. It's a shams letter, ash-shams. Sun. Ad-daftaru, good. Ad-daftaru. Make sure when you have an al What's going to be the last haraka? Because I just saw this, I think, twice. What's going to be the last haraka? Ad-dafta, when you have an al before, you have a da, good, just one oo. I saw lots of oos. Just one dhamma, one pesh. No two dhammas, no tanweens. Yeah, you could spell it with two Ds, because it has a shadda, so there's really two. Ad and da. Good, no tanween. So make sure you remember that rule. Ad-daftaru. So that's the sun letter. What about tabibun? Tabibun. What happens when you try to make it definite, when you add an al? At-tabibu. Good, at-tabibu. So this was also, so here, I'll circle it. This da was also a sun letter. This ta was also a sun letter. At-tabibu. Good, mashallah. So just make sure you have that last haraka right. So now we have so far two that we've seen. At-tabibu. The doctor. This one's also sun. Okay. So it's all clear. With some letters, there's going to be the shadda. With some letters, there's going to be the sakin. So now, what about sayyaratun? Sayyaratun. Good, exactly right on. That was a trick, right? So if you're trying to remember, is the sun letters the one that you have the shadda on, or is the moon one? If you can't remember, sun in Arabic is shams. Ash-shams, right? Ash-shams. So that one is like the shadda one. Ash-shams. So all the shadda ones are the sun letters. And al-qamar is the moon. That one had the lam. So those are all the moon letters. Al-qamar, al-kitab, al-bayt, anything like that. Good. So when you add an al to sayyaratun, to a car, sayyaratun, it's as-sayyaratu. Good. As-sayyaratu. And I saw most of you guys wrote it with sun. Are these all sun letters? So far, yes. Except for kitabun. So far, dal, ta, sin, these are all sun letters. As-sayyaratu. Okay. And the last one. Tilmidun. It's alright, we're reviewing the sun and moon letters. Do you have to know these without looking? Zahra, preferably get familiar with them. Try to remember them. It'll be easy after a while, I promise, just with practice. But yes, you should know these pretty well. Like, how are you going to say that? Are you going to say al-tilmid or at-tilmid? Usually you can pair it and it'll make sense after a while. At-tilmidu, good, at-tilmidu. So this one again had the shadda, at-tilmidu. So it was there, ash-shams. There we go. Oh, tilmidun, what does tilmidun mean? You guys tell me. Exactly, all of them were sun letters except for the first one. I'll write that. What is tilmid? Yes, so I remember, yes, mashallah, all of you guys got it. It means student. And I remember on the very, 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 very first day that you got, that you came to Arabic class, I told you what that meant. And I still remember. On your very first page where, right before the first lesson, it says, Ismu Tilmid. So that meant student. So I hope you all remember that, because I remember teaching you that first day. Even before the first lesson. Okay, so on the next page, we have a whole chart. We have two different columns. And one of them is all the qamar, all the huruf al-qamariya, all the moon letters. And on the other side are all the huruf al-shamsiya, all of the sun letters. So you have the moon and sun, and look, they have like a picture in the back with the moon and the sun. Good, mashallah, you remember. I remember. Inshallah, we'll learn how to say sentences like that soon. Okay, so inshallah, we'll read it through, and this is good vocab. You see all of these words with pictures next to them too. So, yeah. We have lots of vocab. So this is good vocab if you want to make flashcards out of them. It would be good. Maybe you can photocopy the sheet and cut them out and make flashcards. There we go. We'll read through the qamar letters, all of the moon letters. Huruf al-qamariya. So yeah, first we have alif. And what's the first one? The first one you guys, all of you should know. Right? The first one we've seen hundreds of times. Yes, exactly. It means it's al-abu. Good. So Hiba made sure she had the lam in there. Al-abu. The dad. Good. The dad. Al-abu. The dad. So that one's clear. We already know what that means. But then we have some new words soon. Then we have ba. So whenever you have an alif after a lam, you're going to say it al-abu. Al. You're going to make sure the lam is clear. With the next one, we have a ba. Same thing with ba. When you have a ba after a lam, you're going to say it properly. Good. The door. Al-babu. Al-babu. Good. So not a-babu. Okay. Inshallah, I'll also write it on this. Al-babu, the door. I'm not going to write the before everyone, but you guys know, right? The door. Al-babu. Same thing with Jeem. Jeem is also one of these. So whenever you have Jeem after, so you're going to say the lam clearly. Why is there a star on sun and moon? Behind it, there's the moon and there's the sun. Oh, there we go. Okay. The asterisk. Inshallah, we'll get there. Okay. So Jeem is also like this. I already saw somebody wrote down the translation, right? Al-Jannatu. Al-Jannatu. Good, mashallah. You guys have all heard this word before, right? Al-Jannatu. Al. So we say it's the heaven, right? The heaven, the paradise, the Jannah. It also means the garden if you want to use it like that. So you can write, there we go. We can write garden or paradise. Okay, so al-jannatu. The next one. Next one is also a vocab word that we already went through, right? With the ha, right? Paradise. Good. Al-himaru. Al-himaru. Okay, Shazad, we're going to get there. They're talking about the little red star right here. Al-himaru, right? The donkey. We have a picture of a donkey. Al-himar. So when you have a ha after, again, you're going to say al properly, right? The next one. Al, we have kha now. We have kha. So far I've had alif, ha, jim, ha, kha. You said you like the word donkey. Al-himar. I like it. It's a nice word, I guess. Al-khubzu. Al-khubzu. Good. So this means the bread. Most of them by the pictures you can already tell what they mean. The bread. Al-khubzu. And this comes in Surah Yusuf, I think. Al-khubzu, the bread. Okay, so again, kha is one of the other letters. Now we have ayn. We have ayn. And our word for ayn is al-aynu. Very similar, right? Al-aynu. Aynu. It means the eye. Good. So we have an eye right there. The eye. Al-aynu. And two eyes is aynain, but inshallah we'll learn to do that later. Aynu, the eye. With the ghain. That's exactly, we have just one eye, the eye. Al-aynu. With an eye. So the next letter we have is ghain. Good. This one was, Afsha already knew this one, right? This one was one we learned a while ago, right? Al-ghurfatu. Al-ghurfatu. The room. Al-ghurfatu. And the more you say these, and practice these al-abu, al-babu, al-jannah, al-himar, al-khubzu, the more you say them over and over, the easier it's going to get to remember. Yes, it was already in the lesson. The next one is al-famu. Al-famu. Good, the mouth. And they have a picture of a mouth. Al-famu. The mouth. Next one is al-qamaru. Here, I'm going to scroll down. If you want me to write what it means on the side, most of them you can figure out by the picture on the side. But if you want me to write it, I can also write. Al-qamaru is the moon. Good. So this one, I think they put the asterisk on there because al-qamaru is, qaf is a qamar letter, right? It's a moon letter. And that way you also remember it with that trick, right? Al-qamar, all the words like that, al-qamar, al-qalbu, al-kitab, all those that you say lam with, those are all qamariya. Those are all huruf qamariya. So qamar, qaf is a huruf qamariya. So it just makes it easier to remember. Al-qamaru, the moon. The next one, al-kalbu. Al-kalbu, the dog. Good. So this one, don't get confused with qalbu, right? Al-kalbu. Good. So, mashallah, you practiced on the weekend before this. So, it's so much easier, right? The more you practice, easier it is. Al-kalbu, the dog. The next one is meen. Isn't the other one heart? Yes, exactly. Al-qalbu, the qaf, is the heart. Al-kalbu is the dog. Good. Al-ma'u is the water. This one we already learned. Al-ma'u, the water. So meme is also like that. Okay. Al-Hindu. Yes, we have used this. Most of these words you already know, mashallah. So most of this is easy for you. Al-Hindu, it's a country, right? But which country? In specific. It sounds like it. Al-Hindu. The India, right? Exactly. It's India. That's the way you call it in Arabic. You want to say India? Like you want to say like I'm from India? You call it Al-Hindu. It's India. Because it's already like a place. India looks... Oh, Al-Hindu? Inshallah we'll learn all those sentences. There we go. Yeah, the India doesn't even make sense. So just call it India. Wow. Oh, Pakistan is just Pakistan, like with a ba instead of a, like with a B. Pakistan. Good. So wow is al-waladu. Al-waladu. Good. So you guys already knew this one. The boy. Al-waladu. Good. The boy or the child. Okay. Here we go. Last one on the moon letters. Al-yadu. Al-yadu. It means the hand. Good. So it means the hand. Just the hand. Al-yadu. Okay. So all those are clear, right? So the more you say these to yourself, the more you say these. Al-ma, al-ghurfatu, all of these, the more you say them, the easier it gets to remember which ones are sun and which ones are moon. There we go. Okay, and now on the other side. Those are all the qamar. Those are all the moon letters. Huruf al-qamariya. All the ones that you're going to say the lam properly. Now we're going to do the shamsiya letters. We're going to do the sun letters. So I know this is very easy, so that's why I'm kind of rushing through it. If you want me to slow down, inshallah I can, just tell me. There's actually one more book after this too. There's more books. So don't worry about how many lessons you have. So we have ta first, right? And you guys know this one because we went over this one. At-tilmidu, the student. And say it with me. If you haven't been saying it with me, say it out loud. At-tilmidu, the student. Good. Next one is tha. Ath-thobu. Ath-thobu. And with all of these, I'm skipping the lam, right? At-tilmiz. Ath-thobu. What does that mean? Ath-thob. What is a thob? Have you guys heard that word? You're wearing a thob? Maybe yes, no. A thobu is a dress, the dress. Like the clothing you wear, the dress. It's more like a robe, right? It's not like dressed like in English that only like girls wear dresses, but no, men also wear thobe. Oh, okay, if you're writing it down, I'm sorry, that's a good idea. Please write it down. I can slow down. It's like, I think, the bottom half of the dress in the picture. A thobu, the dress. It's like the robe, right? Exactly. So there we go. Dal is the next one. A thobu is with tha, and then we have dal. We already know this word. Yes, men can also wear thobe. Ad-daftaru, the notebook. Good, so this is the notebook. Ad-daftaru. We already know this one. Okay, next one is al-zahabu. Al-zahabu. This is actually the different form of this. I know why you said the lent, but it's al-zahabu, the gold, right? Exactly, al-zahabu, the gold. Because you also have a verb like that, right? Al-zahabu, but this is the noun. This is the gold, like gold jewelry and stuff. The gold. I'll write it down because the picture can be a little bit unclear. So you have dal and you have dal. Al-zahabu. Oh. Okay. So the gold, al-zahabu. Next one is ra. Next one is ra. How would you say this? Al-rajulu. Make sure you just go straight to there. We have a shadda. Al-rajulu. No, it means like the physical gold. Ar-rajulu, good. The man. So the man. If you want to find out what like a yellow color is, I'll give you an assignment. How about that? How about you go through Surah Baqarah and you find the word for yellow, for like a sparkling yellow gold color. It's in Surah Baqarah. And when it talks about the cow, when it talks about Al-Baqarah, it tells you what color the Baqarah is. So Manada, if you want to figure out how to say like a goldish color, a sparkling gold yellow, then look in that surah. Okay? And the answer is there. So I'll give you an assignment. And then you can tell the whole class, and I'll tell and you'll get the credit for teaching us all. Okay, next one is the Az-Zahratu. Az-Zahratu. First word in the moon letter column is Tilmidu, right, the student, exactly. Good, so Az-Zahratu is the flower. MashaAllah, yes, we have a Zahra in the class. The name, then you'll know what it means. It means the flower. And MashaAllah, Zahra is pretty like a flower. So the flower. Okay, Az-Zahratu, the flower. Next one is Seen. Next one is Seen. So we have Ra, Zay, Seen. As-Sayyaratu, good. We already went through this one, right? As-Sayyaratu, the car. Good. Okay, As-Sayyaratu, the car. Next one is the asterisk one. So this is the one that you absolutely have to know. The Sheen. The Sheen is Ash-Shams. Ash-Shamsu. Good. The Sheen, Ash-Shamsu, the sun. So Sheen, just like Shams, is also a Huruf Shamsiyah. That way it's easy to remember. Are we, I'm not sure. Good. Sheen is Ash-Shamsu, the sun. Next one is Sad. I will scroll down until there. So we have Sad. As-Sadru. As-Sadru. As-Sadru, careful, most of you guys have got it. It means the chest. Okay, so tell us. The chest. Good, yes, exactly. So that was also in the surah. And the way they said Safra'un, right? That's the way you would have seen it in the Quran. Okay, question. Go ahead, the chest. So As-Sadru is Sad. Next one is Bad. Bad is Ad-Dayfu. Ad-Dayfu. What do you think this means? Have any of you guys heard this before, or is this completely new? Ad-Dayfu. Not the pictures for this one. Ad-Dayfu, the guest. But now you guys know what the next one is. Is the guest, like when you're holding a party. The guest. Good. Do we have to? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Almost, this is also online on the website. If you go on there, the PDF should be there. Dayfu is the guest. Oh, okay. Yes. Inshallah, try to memorize them, because on the test, inshallah, there will be vocab. So that when we have a test on this, these are the vocab words. Yes, we already took attendance. So Ad-Dayfu is the guest. And now the next one is Ta. And now you guys already know Ta is At-Talibu. And you guys already wrote this one down. At-Talibu is the student, exactly. That was the one we already learned. At-Talibu, the student. Just go ahead and type it. Okay, the next test that's coming up is for lessons 9 to 13. So this vocab isn't going to be on there, but the vocab, the old vocab. But when we have a test on lesson 14, then this vocab will be on there. Because this is all in the lesson 14. Next one is Va. Va is Al-Zahru. Close, yes. Al-Zahru is... Oh, no, not yet. Al-Zahru is the back. Good. The back. The back. So now you guys know what, we learned what the chest was, the back was, the mouth was, the eye was, the hand, we learned all of these words. The back. Okay, so al-dhahru is the back. Yes, it's pointing at a very, very specific one, but just in general, you're the back of somebody. MashaAllah, you know what the scapula is, MashaAllah. Okay, lam is al-lahmu. Al-lahmu. Okay, this is a bit of a tricky one, right? Al-lahmu is the meat, right? Exactly, it's the meat. Like, things we eat. The meat. Do you understand why lam is the shams letter? Right? We have a shadda on it. Moon letters don't skip. Yes, exactly. Moon letters you say the lam clearly. But lam is the shams letter. So then, does that make sense? You're connecting it with the lam. Al-lahmu. Al-lahmu. Don't forget that one. It's a bit of a tricky one because you would think that since you say the lam it's going to be the qamar, but it's not. It's al-lahmu. You have the shadda al-lahmu. You connected it. And then the last one is noon. The last one is noon. An-naru. An-naru. Good. An-naru is the fire. That's why we also call Jahannam An-nar. That's another name. The fire. An-nar. The fire. Okay, we learned a lot of vocab words, right? A lot. We learned almost 28. Almost. You guys already knew some of them, mashallah. Okay, so does this all make sense? Are you all clear on sun and moon letters? Because then I'm going to give you guys a break and you guys can absorb this a little bit. Because I'm going to give you a break because we're at 7:32 now, right? Now, mashallah. Okay, good, alhamdulillah. This is very, it's easy stuff. Shams letters are the ones that you connect. Ash-shams, right? As-sayyaratu. You don't say the lam. As-sadru, ad-dayfu, at-talibu. So those are the ones that you don't say the lam. You just go straight to the letters because the letters are impatient. You can think of it like that. And then the moon letters are the ones that are a bit calmer, I guess, so they don't skip. Al-ma'u, al-waladu. Okay, homework. Inshallah, the first thing first is study. Study these. Go through them, say them to yourself so that, you know, you remember which letters are which. Faiza, why do you skip the lam? It's just a rule in tajweed, basically. As-sayyara. Oh, inshallah, we can think about that. That's a good idea to have projects. Maybe at the end, maybe when we want, like, over the summer. Okay, so inshallah, I'm going to give you guys a break. I've already took up 1 minute of your break, but 7:38, inshallah, please come back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.